So they just announced that Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 are now retro consoles. I don't know what that makes PlayStation 2, but I feel old as fuck. So here's my top 5 PlayStation 2 games ever. Let's go. I mean, top 5 favorite PS2 games. I know how y'all like semantics. Oh, you can't say ever because not everybody thinks that. That's your opinion. It was implied. Things first, bro, we got Shrek Super Slam, gang. If you never played this game, the best way I could explain it is it's basically Smash, but with Shrek characters, bro. They got some characters from the movie and then they got some characters they made up, bro. If you know ball, you know that Luna and Genome was my mains, bro. Dark Wizard Money Gang, we love casting spells. But this shit was so fun. Basically, you had this meter down here. That was like the Smash meter. Once that filled up, you could do your Smash. And then, you know, you get points based off hitting enemies. You don't knock anybody out of the arena. You just get points for hitting people with your Smash. There were special weapons that would drop into the arena, all that shit, bro. This shit, as a kid who grew up watching Shrek and shit, bro, I'm telling you, there was nothing better than this. And then they had like generic characters too mixed in. So I thought that was even more dope, bro. This was such a fun ass game. And they still run tournaments for it. If you search it up on YouTube, there's people who run whole ass tournaments. I know Ray Riding Hood is banned though. What made this so different from Smash for me too was like each character had actual combos. Like Humpty Dumpty, he had like a square, triangle or some shit. Where like he'd knock you in the air and then he would shoot out little birds made of yoke. They would like hit you and knock you more up into the air, bro. It was just so tough, bro. You had to be there. Up next, we got the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy game. Now it was basically like another Smash clone, but instead of a Smash meter, there's like health bars. Characters had a Smash attack, but like the regular one would be like you had to hit the character with it and it would do like a combo, like a Dragon Ball Z fucking combo, and you would like explode the character and they would lose a stock. Or if you like double charged it, you got like a Smash move that basically was an auto hit. It automatically killed every character on screen, which I didn't like too much. I thought that was kind of wild. I feel like you should have been able to avoid them, but you know, whatever. But the thing that made this game so cool was the stage transitions. So after a certain amount of time on one stage, bro, like some event would happen, like the roof would cave in on this map and you got to get to like a hole in the wall to escape, and then you go to the next map. That was what made this game so fun to me, bro. Especially like because there was a map that was based off that chicken episode where they had like there was like a parody of Jurassic Park. So you start off in the little chicken lab, the chickens escape. You gotta run out of this like volcano, and then you end up on top of a school bus going down the road, and you're fighting on top of the school bus. There was all types of weapons, bro. There's like enemies that spawning in the middle of the match. Like it just was cool as fuck, bro. And there were some cool game modes that I used to play. And I think they had Principal Good Vibes as the announcer, bro. And I remember every time you unlock a new character, he would go, "Super Secret Unlocked!" That was my shit, bro. Next, we got ESPN 2K5, the greatest football game ever created on Earth. I want that written on my tombstone. He was a great father. He was a great husband. And he also thought that ESPN 2K5 was the greatest football game ever made. First of all, this is a first-person mode, bro. You can play the game from inside the players' helmets, bro. Why has NBA 2K not done this yet, bro? You know how much funner my park would be if I could really be in your face? Hand down, man down, little nigga. You know what I mean, bro? 2K, get on this immediately. But the shit that made this the greatest football game of all time is they had features on PS2 that Madden is just now getting in Madden 26. They had post-game shows in the franchise mode that literally would show you games across the league, like Madden just added years later on a PS5. After game interviews, you know, like the shit that 2K14 started where like the players would get interviewed after the game. ESPN 2K5 was doing that on PlayStation 2, bro. So like, what is the excuse for these newer games? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, don't let these new companies lie to you and tell you what they can't do, bro. The shit that this game is able to accomplish on a fucking PS2 should tell you all you need to know about these game companies, bro. They don't give a fuck about you. They're fucking robbing you. Same thing with the people defending WWE 2K26's ringside pass. Oh, if you can't unlock the characters before the game goes offline, you have bigger problems. That's bullshit, bro. No game should lock content behind how much you play it. It should just be, I need to beat a certain thing and unlock this character. People aren't on the game all day. Everybody doesn't have time to just sit there and grind a fucking offline mode. That's crazy, bro. But ESPN 2K5, one of the greatest football games of all time. You don't believe me? Go watch some gameplay. Go watch a video about it. Franchise mode was mad deep. There was game planning, all types of shit. It was just lit, bro. It was lit as hell. All right, so before I move on, I gotta do an honorable mention. What you're seeing here is Spider-Man fighting Wolverine in Marvel's Rise of the Imperfects. This shit was so fun, gang. Me and my cousins used to play this shit. And I'm telling you, when I used to put straight belt the ass on all of them in this game. Couldn't nobody see me in this shit, bro. My cousin followed me on here, bro. He could vouch, bro. And I'm telling you, I still got the game, bro. I still got the controllers. He don't want to see me in this shit, bro, because I'm really like that, bro. I used to play Spider-Man. You know what we call that? We call that a web swinging, ass kicking. That was the first time I ever heard Spider-Man cuss in a video game, bro. It's so tough. It's like Mortal Kombat, but Marvel. There's fatalities. A roster that's like a parody of the regular heroes. Like Spider-Man, there's like a dude called Hazmat who I thought was creepy as shit, and his whole body was like liquefied in an accident, so he's like inside of this like weird shell that he can like be super flexible and shit, and he shoots poison, but he uses his poison to make like poison webs he can swing on. It's crazy, bro. You just gotta check it out, bro. This game, man, hours of fun, bro, in just the fight, the versus mode. But the whole point of story mode was to unlock characters for versus mode. But even the greatest thing though is too, bro, you could unlock every character on the roster without playing story mode. You just had to do a certain amount of versus matches and you would unlock every character on the roster. Very fire game, bro. Next up we have Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, bro. I was going to put the second one on here for the fusion abilities because they had like actual cool fusion abilities. I seen one where it was like if you do Spider-Man, a Hulk like rips a rock out the ground and Spider-Man grabs it with his web and like swings it and shit. But the problem is I only had Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 on PlayStation 2, so I didn't really get the full experience. And also, like, they removed a lot of characters from the first one. I'd say Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 had the best roster. It was probably one of the first RPGs I've ever played, action RPGs. And I don't think I got to really enjoy it as a kid because I didn't realize how RPGs worked. So a lot of my frustration with the game came from me not understanding leveling up, and like I wasn't doing a lot of damage because some of my characters weren't leveled up. I thought I could just play as whoever I wanted. But it was just a fire ass game, bro. You could pick so many abilities, and like if you compare this to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, bro, it's like night and day. Like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but they fucked up so much of the RPG elements of this game. The only thing that was cool was they did add unique basic attacks for the characters, but everything else I'm like, it was cool. But this shit, there was unique dialogue depending on which heroes you brought to fight certain bosses. This was the first game I seen Deadpool in, bro. It just was so fire, bro. It was a fire-ass game. One of the greatest superhero games ever made. And last but not least, bro, we have Sly Cooper, bro. The entire series, bro. But one particularly has a special place in my heart, bro. When I played this, I was real young. It was around the time, I think like kindergarten, preschool. I remember this game being something that helped me learn how to read, dog, because it was like when the characters would talk, the subtitles would pop up as they're saying the words. So I would just hear what they were saying and I would read it as it was coming along. And so that just puts it in a special place for me, bro. But overall, it just was a fun ass game. This was my favorite boss. The little dig. Yeah, he had the dodge, bro, and the music was playing and shit, bro. This shit was so tough, bro. I would replay this boss so much, bro, after I beat the game, bro. I really don't know why. But Sly Cooper, bro, the entire series was just a fun-ass series, and it only got better from 2 to 3. We don't talk about 4, bro. 4 never happened. We don't talk about 4. We don't talk about 4. Don't ask me about 4 because we don't talk about 4. But the trilogy, heat. Absolute heat, bro. Absolute cinema. One of the best platformers I think I've ever played. One of the most unique platformers I've ever played. And I was so mad when Astrobot didn't let me get the Sly Cooper fit that's why I stopped playing Astrobot. I only played Astrobot so I could get the Sly Cooper fit. And when they didn't give it to me, it was raps, bro. Sly Cooper is one of my favorite PS2 games of all time, and I wish they would bring it back. Now, that's been my list. What's your top 5 PS2 games? Comment below.